Hey, how you doing? This is John, and welcome to John's Long Box. Just let me know if the video is okay. Let me know if the sound is okay. I'm using different stuff. I'm trying out new things. So let's get to the video question. So we got the Further Adventures of Indiana Jones. This is issue number 1960 cents. I forget what year this is, but it's a funny story about this comic because I bought issue number one because it was John Byrne, Terry Austin, and as you may or may not know, I'm a John Byrne, Terry Austin freak. That's like my favorite comic book team of all time, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it so much I never got issue number two. Now for two reasons. I just didn't particularly like the comic, and even though I love the art, and I don't like when I get Marvel comics, I know DC comics, I don't like when they go IP. I don't like when they do intellectual property. At least I didn't as a kid. So I wanted Marvel comics. I wanted Marvel type comics. I didn't want, Casper the Friendly Ghost in Marvel world. You know what I mean? Like Indiana Jones wasn't going to interact with the rest of the Marvel universe, then I didn't see any point in it, I guess is the way it was. Um, then when I started this channel, somebody requested it, and I went and I got issue number one, and I couldn't remember the story, so I reread it, and it was okay. John Byrne wrote, he took all the good, he took all the bad things about Indiana Jones and emphasized them, and none of the good things. Well, I guess some of the good things is the fact that he was a venture guy, but whatever. But I'm talking about personality traits, so he was a jerk, and I didn't particularly like it. But I read issue number two, and then I started buying, and next thing you know, I'm reading the whole thing. So here we go. This is Indiana Jones. I think I did this. I think this is my third visit to the Indiana Jones. But look at this. Art by Blevins. This is pretty cool. Catch a Dragon by the Tail. That was a long introduction, a minute and a half. Check out this Huffy bicycle. Uh, Huffy bicycle. I'm sorry, the microphone just stopped working for a second. Let's bring this up here so we can look at the indicia. Volume 1, number 18, 1984. Okay, I was going to say 1983, but here we got 1984. And before we go any further, let's look at the creators. So I'll bring this up close rather than move the camera. This is why I picked this. Story, script, and pencils by Larry Lieber. Inks by Vince Colletta. And page 1 by Jack Abel. Letters by Rick Parker. Elliot Brown, editor. Colors by Rob Carosella and Jim Shooter, editor-in-chief. So, who is Larry Lieber? Well, Larry Lieber was the penciler and I think the writer on Thor, or no, and I think he was the penciler and writer on Iron Man originally. But it's Stan Lee's brother Larry. Stan Lee's real last name is Lieber. So he was an early Marvel guy. He was Stan's brother. And I think he left for Atlas Comics, and then I don't. He obviously came back here, but he wrote for a few other things, and I don't know what else he did during his years that his names were absent. But he wrote comics for a while. He drew comics. He could do it all. So let's look at this. So it's wonderfully old fashioned, just wonderfully old fashioned. One thing I'm not liking about this aspect ratio is it too far away? Because I could zoom in when I do the old, I could zoom in on one whole page. But here we got Indiana Jones is going through like the Himalayan mountains of Tibet, and he finds these primitives who are wearing loincloths. So I don't know how they're surviving, but that's what's going on. And here we got the Maoist Chinese are observing what's going on, and Indiana Jones finds this ring of letters, and buried beneath it is what looks to be like a dinosaur. And they're like, wow, look at this. I can't believe this. And, this Chinese soldier is saying that it's a dragon. And this guy's, there's no such thing as dragons. It's a dragon. And he's like, if we could get this dragon, imagine what we could do. We could attack, keep in mind, World War II didn't happen yet. World War II is, I'm saying Chinese, it's Japanese, but they're invading China. So it's Japanese occupied China. And we when the war, because it's inevitable, we're going to attack the United States and blah, 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 blah. And he's like, he goes, it's not a dragon, and it's not, even if it is a creature, it's not alive, it's frozen. So Indiana Jones is, watching as he escapes as they dig out the creature. And what's he doing? He's fighting them one by one. So there was a part one to this. This is part two. So part one is how he gets there. This series seems to be a lot of 2-issue series. So Indiana Jones he's taking out the soldiers one by one. To me, if I may go on a tirade for a second, this is how Batman should be fighting. Batman should be sneaking up, stalking, taking out the stragglers, disappearing, taking out the stragglers, going back, not jumping in the middle, absorbing bullets. But why am I talking about Batman? Focus. All right. So this Indiana Jones is fighting. He falls. He falls off. What happens is he starts to run away. He gets shot, and he falls to his doom. But does he? And he whips out a rock, and I love that. He comes to a sudden stop, and then jumps the last 2 feet and lives. Now, why didn't he? That sudden stop should have killed him. But what do I know? I'm just a freaky comic book guy. So now the soldiers are loading this frozen dragon, and the primitives, the savages, or whatever you want to call them, the indigenous, whatever cool word that we use today, they saw him fighting to save their deity. They worshipped the thing in ice, just kind of like the Eskimos worshipped Captain America in the ice back in the early Avengers comics when Captain America was frozen. So they realize that he's not a bad guy. They befriend him. And what do? He was shot. You can see there's the wound over there. He got winged. Such a stereotype. But they winged me. And he's in this one panel, they say that he stayed for months and learned their language. And what do they say? That's how they control. If the dragon ever breaks out of the ice, this is the spell that will contain the dragons. So we all know what's going to happen. And what does he do? He's going and he finds his friend. So Indiana Jones rescued this Japanese archaeologist before there was open hostilities, and then he saved his life, and then that guy got in trouble for working with an American, and they were like, you betrayed the Imperial Japanese, so he was forced to commit harikari, so here's the wife now, like, you caused my husband to die. So he disarms her, and, she comes to her senses, and she's like, your husband committed harikari and you're dishonoring him and blah 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 blah. I don't know. Does anybody know Bushido? I don't know. I don't know this stuff. So she's taking him to where the soldiers took the dragon. So there's always a gigantic bodyguard. They meet Indiana Jones, so he just look at this. He climbs up the pole, and this guy is so strong that he just knocks over this column. And what is Indiana Jones doing? He's jumping around the room, tiring this guy out. Big Fatterson can't keep up with a 35-year-old Indiana Jones, and he's just going around beating the crap out of them all. But a whole bunch of people come. Flight ensues, chasing. He's swinging around, just like that game Pitfall, if you remember that game, and he makes it to where the dragon is. So he's like, I got to stop them from waking up the dragon for 2 reasons. What if it wakes up and it really is a dragon? And second off, it's being worshipped by the people that took care of me. I got to return it to them in the same exact condition. But they're using some sort of chemical that I don't know, like a de-icing chemical. So it's thawing out the ice at a phenomenal rate, and the creature comes out. And what does the creature do? It's hungry. It's hungry time. Look at that. So it just looks like Fin Fang Foom, which makes me wonder, did Larry Lieber draw Fin Fang Foom? So like it reminds me of Glaurod from the Silmarillion. It's just shooting fire at Indiana Jones. What happens? It says over here, but I can't read, it's too far away. But the girl distracted the dragon, so it missed him, but he dropped the satchel with the magic MacGuffin spell, the Deus Ex Machina spell. So he jumps through the flame to get it, and the satchel's broken, so he throws away his leather bag, and there he is, dragon. He jumps on the back of the dragon. So this is why I wanted to showcase this. Between Larry Lieber and this, and I got to pick it up and show this. There's Indiana Jones on the back of a dragon. How cool is that? How cool is that? So he's riding the dragon, the people are being attacked. It's attacking the military installation and the people that work for the Maoist communist Chinese army. Here's Iron Fist. I always like that. I have Bill Sienkiewicz. So he readied himself on the dragon. He's getting steady. And what's he doing? He's reading the spell. The dragon's flying over. Now these are just innocent people over here. So, Indiana Jones he can't rush the spell or mispronounce the word. So he's taking his time, but he's like, geez, I gotta, before it starts annihilating these normal people. Or what are they doing? They're celebrating a dragon festival. And these little kid's like, look, a real dragon. The parents like, yeah, that's nice, Billy. So the dragon is starting to fade away because that's what the magic spell does. There can't be any evidence of this dragon. So he jumps off and he whips onto something that we don't see that slows his descent into the water as the dragon fades away. The people see it disappearing. They're like, oh, wow, this is some sort of cool effect from the government to help with the dragon festival. And then the dragon reappears frozen in the ice where the frozen indigenous people could worship it again. That he makes nicey-niceys with his dead friend's wife, and Brody comes to get him, and he's going back. And Power Pack makes the magic. That's cool. I like Power Pack. Oh, sweet. Here's Hulk, Masters of the Universe. I was too old for Masters of the Universe. I never really liked Masters of the Universe. It debuted when I was too old to enjoy it. All right. I like this. I like this. This series I did like. It's funny that my least favorite was written by my favorite creator, was John Byrne. I love the art. The art, don't get me wrong, it was outstanding. But I don't know, just the way he wrote Indiana Jones just rubbed me the wrong way. This is fine. It's they could redub this generic Adventure Man. It would be just as good. I think that the thing about Indiana Jones that everybody likes is Han Solo. Harrison Ford has got to be the most charismatic person on the planet. There's nobody on the earth who doesn't like Harrison Ford. You know what I mean? Like, everybody likes Han Solo. Everybody likes Indiana Jones. I never saw the Jack Ryan movies, but like if Harrison Ford's in the movie, you just like him. The guy is like just the most charismatic person. There's no other way to say that. So I think Indiana Jones would fail with anybody but Harrison Ford. And Indiana Jones doesn't translate into any other medium without Harrison Ford. He is, no other actor could play Indiana Jones because no other actor is Harrison Ford. And Harrison Ford is the most, I don't know, coolest guy. In his prime, Harrison Ford was just freaking cool. There you go. I could repeat myself for a million years. Let me know. Do you like this aspect? Is this microphone sounding well? Is it okay that to do close-ups on panels, I have to manipulate the camera rather than, but the camera's not shaking. Some people are saying that the camera shaking was giving them trouble. I don't know. I'll do what everybody says. I'm a people pleaser, right? So thanks a lot. I'll see you tomorrow with another video.